What is going on, everybody? It's Ginger on Wheels here again. We're out on the isinwheel G2. We're gonna be running a little errands today. We got some returns to do at the Whole Foods, so I hope you don't mind coming along for the ride. Also at the same time though, obviously we're gonna talk about and check out this brand new scooter. Well, new to me anyways. Let's roll the intro and get into it.
So here's the isinwheel GT2 electric scooter. This is a fairly inexpensive mid-range scooter coming in at around $699 on their website right now after the Christmas sale, but it can also be found on Amazon for around $740 if you prefer that prime shipping line. It's got a 48-volt, 15-amp-hour battery, which does get you about 15 miles of range and 28-mile-per-hour top speed. It's really fast for a scooter that looks like this. It's also got 11-inch knobby tires, a little bit of suspension, a pretty cool display, and some fun LED deck lights. So is it a decent scooter, or is it just overseas garbage with some good marketing? Well, stay tuned to find out.
For the price point, the performance on this scooter is actually pretty impressive. But they did cut some corners in some very obvious and sketchy areas. So we'll do a little riding and then I'll go to the park. I'll give you a walk around to the scooter. We'll hang out at Whole Foods for a little bit. And then you can just come along with me for the ride on the rest of it. So this thing has got 145mm disc brakes and they're cable actuated. Womp, womp, womp. So that means we don't get a whole lot of stopping power. This is maximum braking power right here. While we're waiting for this cyclist to get ahead of us, I can tell you about my new gloves. They're sick. I'm just gonna say it. I love these gloves. If you're not riding around in temps like 40 degrees or less and not 70 degrees or over, these are really nice gloves. They've got that little white plate in the back there that actually acts as a little bit of resistance. So when you land on your hand like this, you're less likely to break your wrist. My little cushiony slider piece there is Velcroed on, but they also include hardened like puck type things that you can Velcro on there. So if you're e-skating or something and you land on your hands, you're not gonna totally scrape your hand off. My riding gloves, basically, I had the Icon Super Duty for a long time, which were just like all-weather working motorcycle gloves, basically. And then I have the 888 hired hands wrist guards. Those have really hardened wrist plates in them, I guess, and it makes it really hard to move your wrist, and it goes along the bottom. So they're not ideal for scooters because it makes it harder to grip onto the bar. But this one has a little wrist thingy on the top, so I can grip the bars. Granted, it's not as rigid as the 888s, but I kind of like that too. I get more dexterity. Also, my Icon Super Duty gloves were pretty loose fitting and made it hard to push buttons, but the fingers on these gloves are extra skinny, but still warm. I've got a lot of dexterity, and the most important thing, you see that little icon on my pointer finger? Yeah, it means I can push buttons. Like you can activate your phone or push GoPro screens and stuff like that. It's very nice. We're walking. It's such a nice day. I love this. It's been raining and miserable and freezing cold and giving me depression for like weeks. Basically ever since that Best Buy ride. Sorry about the audio, by the way. I know it's less than ideal. I think if I'm gonna learn to wheelie, I'm gonna learn on this scooter. So like I said, the scooter goes 28 miles per hour, but that's in the fastest mode, of course. We also have speed mode 1, which goes up to like 10 miles per hour. Speed mode 2 goes to 18 miles per hour, and speed mode 3, which is turbo mode, goes 28 miles per hour. And given that this is only a 48-volt system with a 15-amp-hour battery, they are really pushing it there. I gotta say, this thing probably blows through the battery pretty quickly at speeds above 25, or even 20, because we do just have a single 800-watt rear hub motor still. Oh, I'm being extra careful on these slippery, slimy, rotty leaves. I've slipped on those too many times around here. I'm not doing it again. That's right up there with metal construction grades, the things you gotta watch out for when you're riding scooters. Big patches of slimy leaves. If you try to turn at all, your scooter's just gonna slip out from under you and you'll flop off the side. No good. I crashed on a scooter a couple days ago and dislocated my knee, which is still very sore, but you can maybe see my pants there. I need a new pair for Christmas. If you're in the market for some motorcycle pants, these are really sick ones. I'm on my 3rd pair. But if you buy them from my Amazon link, you can help the channel out and also score a nice sick pair of motorcycle pants. We've got hip guards and knee guards, very industrial. The stitching isn't great, which is why they're hundreds of dollars cheaper than other motorcycle pants, but if you crash as much as I do, then I prefer not buying hundreds of dollars of motorcycle pants because you can only crash like 1 or 2 times and you get a nice fat hole and you're done. So I opt for cheaper, mid-quality pants because if I do crash, I can just get another pair, no problem. So in an attempt to get better audio while I'm riding, which this audio is really great, isn't it? But it's a lot of work to set up for me. So they make a lavalier mic for this exact microphone setup that I bought. I don't know if that's even how you say it. I think it's a French word, lavalier mic, I don't know. But anyway, it's basically a little tiny clip-on mic that I can put by my mouth instead of strapping on this whole wireless apparatus. I bought one from Amazon for $80 for a little tiny microphone and the little clip that holds it onto your shirt is busted. I did that thing where I did Amazon warehouse like new purchase, was technically used, and someone borked up the microphone and sent it back, so my problem to deal with now. But I wrote defective on the box in permanent marker so they can't resell it again. I'm sick of Amazon doing that. But hey, makes for a great ride video. We can go to the Whole Foods now. We can return the microphones. Hopefully it won't be absolutely insane in there. And I can grab one of my most favorite drinks of all time, even though they're like $4.50 now. Thank you, inflation. So let's talk about some things I like about this scooter. First of all, obviously the top speed, 28 miles per hour for under $1,000. I think this thing's actually like 7 and change right now. Don't quote me on that. I saw this thing for sale on Amazon. 2 different listings, both with Amazon Prime, both by the isinwheel store, and one of them was $939 and the other one was $739. And I don't know if someone's about to get fired for that markdown, but it seems like too good of a deal to be true. It includes a little carrying pouch and a lock too. Anyway, the 28 mile per hour top speed is pretty freaking sweet. I also really like this display. It's very bright. It's got a lot of metrics on it that are useful. It shows your speed mode here. It shows your, what is that? Oh, it shows your average speed and it shows your max speed, and it like flashes between the two in this right green box. That's our voltage for the battery, accompanied by a battery bar, very useful. And miles per hour. This is our cruise control display. I have cruise control turned on right now, and you can see turbo there. This is standard, STD, and then eco. They named the middle mode STD for standard. I don't think they know what that meant. Yeah, we're gonna ride around with STDs on. A GT2, is that what it stands for? The gonorrhea 2? No, I'm just kidding, you guys. So this scooter is basically like an enlarged 9-bot Max. It has 11-inch knobbies on it for some reason. It's got a little bit of suspension in the front and back, which they're really fond of advertising, but doesn't actually work that well. One rear hub motor, 800 watts, which is very impressively torquey, and almost to a fault. When I hold the throttle down on speed mode 3, it starts out with a nice jerk of power and then sort of slowly goes up, but I don't know how healthy that's going to be for the controller in the long run. It's a very square wave controller, let's just say that. It's got adjustable height handlebars. Pull over right here before the sun goes completely down. Believe it or not, it's 2 o'clock and the sun's like, over there. Day's over, sorry, go back to bed. I'll just stop and show you this thing real quick. It's got pretty firm plasticky grips here. We've got very cheap feeling cast aluminum brake levers with cable brakes, like I told you. And it's got disc brakes, which is good. Ooh, they're spicy hot. Yeah, the brakes aren't great. They could be better, but hey, $1,000 scooter. If it does have regenerative braking, I haven't figured out how to turn it on, or it is on and I can't feel it. Much like the eMove Cruiser, the bars do also fold down to the side, and they have a height adjustment right here so you can slide them up and down. But also like the eMove Cruiser, the mechanism that holds the bar stiff inside of this other larger pole is made of plastic and rather cheap. And if you try, you don't really even have to try it, you can move the bars left and right and the tire doesn't turn. See that? And this is as tight as it goes there. So if you're really cranking on the bars or you're doing some hardcore off-roading stuff, you're liable to break that little plastic piece in there, and then the bars will turn and the wheel won't. So it's not really good for super rugged off-roading, but it'll handle, you know, some little tiny bumps and curbs and things like that. Here's our suspension, and we have all of like 1 millimeter of travel right here. It really doesn't do anything at all. Let me show you real quick. So there's our suspension, full travel, front and rear. I feel like the tires do as much absorbing as the actual suspension does, because they're a nice squishy, knobby, 11-inch with tube. They do have inner tubes, tires. It's not dark enough to really see it yet, but this thing's actually kind of pretty bright. It's got a little diffuser on it, and it has angles, 4 different LEDs that are angled to make it a nice little beam. And it has cool LED runner lights on the deck. It does have turn signal switch right here. It's the lamest turn signal I've ever seen. That's the left turn signal there, and then the right turn signal over there. And your brake, obviously, I think it flashes. Yeah, flashes when I'm holding the brake lever. Turn signals are borderline useless. So this right here, I first thought was a grocery hook. Turns out this is the latch for the handlebars that do fold down to here. You have to lower the bars down to here. Then you unscrew this little thing right here, which I should make sure is very tight. Yeah, anyway, unscrew that, and then the bars will fold down and click into here. The thing I don't like about this, though, is it's right where my foot goes, and it doesn't, like, that's as far out of the way as it goes. So I'm kind of stepping on this when I ride, or I just have to park both my feet on this rather small deck. I have a size 12.5 shoe or 13, and that's about as big as the deck is. So I'm riding both my feet like this, you know, And it's less than ideal, but it does work. I like the lights though. You're not gonna find a lot of scooters in this price range with cool LED functions. I still think that's a really weird name. Are you sinning on the wheel? What are we doing on the wheel that's so inappropriate? Recommended tire PSI is 50 PSI. I just pumped these up before I left. These are not a standard tire that I've ever seen before. The brand is whatever that says, EKI. That's the brand of tire. I do believe we have an IPX5 water resistance rating, so lightly rated against puddles and splashes. You can see our lack of fender is spraying mush all over the bottom of the scooter there. Let's check out the bottom and see how well these fenders actually work. Yeah, wah, wah, wah. Get home from one ride and you got that in your house? Oh, thanks. That's a common issue with a lot of scooters though. Not gonna dock them points for that. Cable management up here could be a little better, but at least they tried on this section and here. This is just your basic sub $1,000 scooter with freaking huge knobbies on it for some reason. So let's ride it around. I gotta get those returns done. All right, let's get to riding. Got our quirky boot up animation and we're off. All right, I hope Whole Foods isn't just totally borked. We'll see. Okay, so as expected, sales on PEVOutlet.com have dropped off to a trickle. I'm trying a new entrepreneurial endeavor, the Amazon Influencer Program. You guys ever see those product review videos that are actually on the product page now by just random people? A lot of those are Amazon influencers, and when you watch those videos and then buy the product, they get commission. So that's the goal, to review all the stuff that I've bought on Amazon for my scooter riding endeavors. I recently learned that it's actually pretty freaking hard to get approved once you upload your 3 videos. But I recently found a YouTube channel of a girl named Mercedes Gomez, and she's like the Amazon Influencer Pro right now. So I have binge watched all of her videos pretty much at this point. What you can and can't do in your videos for Amazon, and I followed all the instructions I could find to a T. Lo and behold, my videos got rejected, denied by Amazon. So I'm binge watching her videos on her channel, which I suggest you do too if you have any interest in the influencer program. Pretty sweet little program they got going on. But hopefully I can figure out what's going on with my videos and they won't get denied again when I upload them. Let's see what the horn sounds like on this thing. Okay, pretty aggressive, pretty loud, but not horrible. Excuse me. I think that's the best horn of all on these trails like this. I started up a new YouTube channel too to go in tandem with my influencer reviews. You can check out Ginger's Reviews. It's a little Amazon shop on Amazon, obviously. It's linked in the video description though. You can check out all the gear that I ride with and everything that I've made reviews for. If you're not particularly interested in the scooter, but you want to know what I'm filming with or what gloves I'm wearing or my helmet, my jacket, go check out the Ginger's Reviews channel. Might learn a thing or two. Maybe you'll stumble across a piece of gear that you really like. Okay, so we got some light off-roading here. It's not the worst in the world. Very bumpy though. I've felt much bumpier. So this scooter is basically like an enlarged 9-Bot Max. It's got as much juice as the 9-Bot Max with the upgrade kit, the 48 volt upgrade kit, and I would argue probably more torque. It feels very torquey. Should I use my turn signal? Yeah, turn signal's on, boys. See the little blinking arrow? No one else knows it's on but me though, so I'm not gonna waste my effort. 52 degrees, so awesome. Such a nice day. So it's winter time. Not a lot of people are buying scooters right now. Why don't we just talk about the scooters that we do have? If you're watching this video and you own an electric scooter, post it down in the comments. Let us know what you're riding, how long have you had it, what did you pay for it, would you buy it again? This video doesn't just need to be a review from me on the isinwheel G2. Let's get some discussion going in the comments about all sorts of scooters. Does anyone know of a scooter that can go 28 miles per hour, has 11-inch off-road knobbies, and is under $800? I don't. I think isinwheel is even having a sale, $30 off for Christmas. It's like a Christmas sale right now. So if you're watching this video after Christmas of 2023, you missed out. But that's the price right now. I think it's $740 plus $30 off. Okay. We have made it to the Whole Foods. Parking lot looks pretty crowded, but I think we're gonna be good because we're not driving. Hopefully they have a bike rack here. I can lock this thing up too. All right, let's lock this thing up. All right, I got my Bluetooth lock, the Rock Bros lock from PEVOutlet.com on there. I'm gonna go and return this microphone. Gotta get my little QR code, don't I? Oh no, we should have planned on this, I think.
20 minutes later.
Oh, all that time for this.
I know, right? That's just
okay,
that.
you're all set.
Thanks.
All right.
All right, I ended up waiting in the line, but even the lady that returned my stuff was like, oh, all that time just for this? The line is going down to the checkout now at this point. Whatever, now I don't have to come back here, right? I have a habit of being very impatient, which is why I like riding electric scooters versus cars so much, but I'm trying to work on it. I was able to score my favorite drink though, the gingerberry kombucha. How do you like the Rad Power Bike?
It's good. I've had it for almost 3 years.
Oh, sweet.
Still pretty
trucking.
solid. Yeah. Once you unlock it, it goes to 25.
So it was at this point that I got into an extended conversation with a stranger about his electric bike, the Rad Power Bike, which for the record he loves. I told him all about the Seattle Saturday night ride and he seemed excited to come, so maybe we'll see him on the next one.
You too. Okay, the Whole Foods trip wasn't all bad. We got the return done and just met a new e-bike guy. It's always fun to meet people who have been doing their own EV lifestyle thing for a long time and they're just completely oblivious to the giant group of people we have out here. We have an enormous community of riders in Seattle now. It's basically a product of the Seattle Saturday night ride, but there's been all sorts of little groups that have branched off of that. We have our own Facebook chats and Telegram chats, and like I've made some really good friends through that group. If you have a community of riders in your area, or even if you're not sure, just go check it out on Facebook, go scoping, because there's nothing more fun than riding around on these things with friends. We do rides sometimes where we meet up and it's just like a 10 or 15 mile route to a bar or to a restaurant, hang out, get some food, shoot the shit, go back home. It's fun stuff. Be careful through this crosswalk here. No cars. We're over halfway done with the trip. I still have 47 volts, so I'm going to bust out speed mode 3 for the rest of the trip, the turbo mode. The eco mode has very, very slow acceleration and very limited top speed. Let's test it out just so I can tell you accurate numbers here. So I'm flooring it right now in speed mode 1. Yeah, top speed 10 miles per hour. And this is their eco mode. Maximum speed in speed mode 2 though, much more torquey. Speed modes 2 and 3 have the same amount of off the line torque, but the top speed is different. So it looks like 18 miles per hour top speed in speed mode 2, which was the advertised speed. And let's click it into speed mode 3. If you're a scooter noob, by the way, you should never click the up and down speed mode buttons while you're holding the throttle. Some controllers can get really damaged by that. I've never had it happen to me, but I have read it online countless times. So always let go of the throttle and then change speed modes. Oh yeah, this is nice. Isinwheel G2, I could get used to this. Between the plush 11-inch inflatable tires and the little tiny bit of travel we get in the suspension, it's not bad. It feels a lot like a 9bot Max G2, but just with adjustable handlebars and way more torque and obviously a lot faster. Yeah, okay. These 11-inch knobbies really aren't bad when it's dry. I imagine if I were going 35 miles an hour, it'd be a totally different story, but the scooter doesn't go that fast. Let's try it in some really bumpy, wet grass. Let's see how this pans out. The torque is all but gone. I'm flooring it. My top speed is 12. Very bumpy, but it's not getting stuck. We only got 48 volts here, folks. Oh. Okay, close. Uphill off-road, it doesn't like that at all. Keep in mind, I am 195 pounds though, so a lot of people who are gonna be buying this scooter are probably much lighter than that. If you're a parent right now shopping for a Christmas present for your kid, this is an excellent option for a scooter. It's very far from bottom of the barrel and very far from a high price range. It's like a lower mid-range scooter with upper mid-range performance. This thing has got the price tag of a low-end scooter, like a just basic commuter, but all the features and awesomeness of a pretty mid-range scooter. I would compare this to the eMove Cruiser, I think, just with a much smaller battery and deck. And the suspension is garbage. Garbaggio. All right, I got a little bit of battery left. We're gonna do it. We're gonna go around the track. Is that Frank? Who is that? Nice wheels. Got the M10-4 and the S22. Hey, what up? Oh, it's Frank. Filming a video, dude.
Hey,
good to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time, man.
Yeah, well, I'm not really riding much with the groups.
So you guys just cruising the velodrome or what?
That's my girlfriend. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Let's go hang out. Remember I was telling you about that community of riders we have? They're everywhere.
He rides the UC too.
Yeah.
He rides everywhere.
Hi. I'll give you a little fist bump.
So if you look him up on YouTube, he's ginger on wheels.
Nice to meet you.
You're doing good on the wheel. Nice job.
Maybe 6, 7, under 10 times now. Maybe 10 times.
10 times?
Yeah.
Are you going to try this today?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good luck. I'm going to get rolling home, you guys.
Okay, yeah.
See ya. Got to get home before the sun goes down. Not conducive to filmage. Well, you know what I can do? The sun is going down. I can turn on my cool lights. I imagine we'll be out long enough that you'll be able to see them, and you can definitely see the ones on the deck, right? Oh, we got the motorcycle group ride coming through on the left here. That used to be me back in the day. I used to ride motorcycles a lot. I loved my Yamaha V-Star. Cruise around on that thing for hours. I'm basically a motorcycle right now, boys. I think their slowest speed would be my top speed though. That's the big difference there. They do go 100 miles per hour. I can go 25% that fast. Or excuse me, 28% that fast. Take one little break to film some Insta360 footage and the sun's gone. Let's see, with the low battery, can we still get 28 miles an hour? I'm flooring it right now. It's about 26 now, so it does slow down as you lose battery. That's to be expected though, of course. We do have a mega hill of doom coming up soon. That'll be the ultimate test. Medium battery on an 800 watt motor. See what we can do up this hill. Okay, so we're on the super steep hill, speed mode 3, turbo mode obviously. We've got 2 bars of battery left, which is 43 volts. I'm flooring it and got 9 miles an hour. I would not buy this thing if you're over 170 pounds and you have a lot of hills on your commute. This isn't gonna be good for that. If you're Christmas shopping, again though, for like a 15 or 16-year-old kid, this thing is gonna be so much fun for them. The average kid, I mean, not if your kid has a dirt bike, they're probably not gonna have a blast on this, but if they're coming from a skateboard or a kick scooter, excellent upgrade option. For adults though, looking to do real riding and commutes and stuff, I would probably steer clear of this one. Just the overall quality of the build doesn't strike me as something that would hold up over years of commuting. So you're probably gonna have to spend over $1,000 if you want a reliable commuter that goes over 25 miles an hour. This is really just the fault of single motor scooters. You gotta have those dual motors if you got hills. I have seen a couple entry-level scooters popping up in the same kind of voltage and amperage battery output range, and they have dual motors. I'm pretty skeptical though, because I feel like they would just blast through the batteries. Not the world's greatest headlight, or really any lights. I think the deck lights are the coolest feature on this thing. Tail lights and brake lights, pretty small blinkies. The headlight, I mean, that's all you get right there. But how about those LEDs, the blues on the deck, huh? If you want a good flashlight for your scooter, just go to pevoutlet.com and get the PEV Firelight. That thing is intense. I've yet to hear a negative review, but it is a little heavier, which is why it's marketed towards PEVs and not bicycle. We made it to the top of the hill though. Lights are not, and we still do have some battery. All right, let's hop in the road here, see if the handlebars break in half. Nope, no breaking in half here. Have I been saying G2 this whole time? It's called the isinwheel GT2. Low battery, still hitting 25 mile an hour. Not bad at all. Got to abuse the thing a little bit, right? Try and break it. Half the point of this channel. People want to know if it's really quality or if it's just all pictures. Oh, yep, no torque in the off-road. You need dual motors. We're sunk down about 1/4 inch in this bark, flooring it, speed mode 3, and we're stopped. All right, you guys, that's gonna sum it up on my review video. A little quick first impressions ride and ride along to Amazon. That was fun. We got the returns done. I got my favorite drink. You guys got to check out the isinwheel GT2. Don't forget to check out Mercedes Gomez, her YouTube channel, if you're trying to do the Amazon influencer thing. Okay, I'll see you guys next time.